Well, wake up. It's a beautiful morning. It wasn't because we lost 3-0 away to Sunderland. Thank you very much. And it looks like I've had 2 weeks in Tenerife, but I had a Sunday in Southend. No, get a good state of that. Oh, I got Russ to the West End there. I hope you're safe. Well, happy Monday, if it can be happy. But don't worry, we play Chelsea on Friday. What's the worst that can happen? What are you worrying about? We had a couple of sort of response videos over the last couple of days. We also had a Thomas Repka, Miami's 11 interview. Check that out. Maybe at lunchtime we might do the player ratings. Maybe we'll see how I feel by then. Might have some more players who've been linked with. Over 200 have been linked with. I've got to change the sheet because there's so many bloody players have been linked with. And we're going to talk about 3 more players who've been linked with, and also an update about Louis Guilherme as well. So after losing to Sunderland yesterday, a random report came out. Why is that not doing that? There we go. Anton's played over all the buttons again. A random report came out, which suggested that West Ham had bid £42 million for Andre Santos from Chelsea, considering we only bid 30 million for Matheus Fernandes. But according to reports, we failed with the bid for between, actually, some places say it's 42, some places say it's 45, but I think that might be 45 million euros for 42 million quid. Chelsea apparently leaning towards keeping the Brazilian international. That was according to Vene Casagrande, that Chelsea rejected the 45 million euro offer for West Ham for Santos. I know he's been on the periphery. He was on loan at Strasbourg last year, but that seems a bit weird. I mean, there's no doubt he's going to be a class player. He's only 21, and he's got all the attributes to be a brilliant player. But considering Chelsea, they've got Romeo Lavia, who's not really, he's been inconsistently available due to fitness issues. It does seem that Santos is taking that sort of position up in the squad. If we've got £42 million, surely we'll have put that in for Fernandes, surely. But has that ship sailed or not? Well, according to Portuguese journalist Pedro Almeida, West Ham are going to be going back with another bid for him. That was on Friday? Oh no, Sunday. On Sunday, he tweeted out that, particularly with Jacob Ramsey signing for Newcastle yesterday, it does seem that we are looking elsewhere. And in terms of Fernandes, it's basically said that West Ham are preparing an offer to present to Southampton, another one for Matheus Fernandes. You got to see, on the same day that McAtee joined Nottingham Forest, Jacob Ramsey has joined Aston Villa. Has joined Newcastle. It does seem that Matheus Fernandes is probably the third of those 3 people who hasn't moved anywhere yet. So, in the process of elimination, that's who it looks like we're going to go back in for again. Let's see what happens. But we know that Southampton want between 50 million quid, and we want 30 million quid. Now, if we bid 42 million quid for Santos, if we have, big if, then surely we can offer 40 million for Matheus Fernandes and see what happens. Maybe. Or maybe we're going to turn our attention to someone else. According to reports coming out of Germany, West Ham have added another midfielder to our list. And the report claims he is better than Fernandes. That sounds like a line in a chant. Better than Fernandes. A recent report from Marco Conteiro has claimed that West Ham are one of several clubs interested in ELMAS. And the journalist has actually sort of gone a bit further and doubled down on that to say West Ham have already made an important inquiry, not an unimportant inquiry, an important inquiry about the RB Leipzig ace, who've already turned down an offer from Besiktas for him. He I mean, there was no price mentioned. Leipzig paid, I think, 25 million euro for him, for the midfielder in January 2024. And then they loaned him out this January. Did he go to Napoli? I think he did. So I don't know. I think by the sounds of it, he would be a cheaper option compared to someone like Fernandes. I'm just trying to see how old he is. He's 25. He's 25. He made 156 appearances in Serie A, 16 appearances in the Bundesliga, and on top of that, he's played 25 games in the Champions League, 21 games in Europa League. In 19 appearances last season, he scored 4 goals and 5 assists, averaging a goal involvement every 3.8 games. I think it looks like he was at, I mean, looking at his stats, pretty much all of them outperform Fernandes with the exception of progressive passes, 3.05 for ELMAS and 4.51 for Fernandes, and tackles and the sort of defensive side. But nothing I'd say massive. I'm just looking at him now. Macedonian game changer, it says. He scored the second fastest ever Europa League goal at just 12.6 seconds. It's another name to add to the list, in all honesty, isn't it? I think, you know, for me, I'm just trying to see where he played last season. I think he was at Napoli last season on loan, but was it 20? We shall continue. Bloody internet. He was at Fenerbahce, then he went to Napoli, where he spent 5 years. Then he went to RB Leipzig, and then they loaned him to Torino. Interesting enough, he did have a loan with an option to buy. So obviously, maybe Torino didn't see enough of him. Maybe. I mean, he had played 4 goals in 13 appearances. So, but maybe it was a money issue. I don't know. He's also a North Macedonian international with 69 caps and 13 goals. I mean, all in competitions, 336 appearances, 35 goals. Doesn't say about the assists on that particular data sheet, but I mean, as I said, it looks like for me, it's one of Fernandes. In terms of purchasing, Fernandes or maybe Elmas or Onyendika. Those 3, I think, were purchased. Then I think there could be a loan deal for someone like Alexis Garcia from Bayer Leverkusen. So there's going to be like an older one and a younger one, and the Josh Brownhill will. But I think that I for someone like Elmas, he sounds an interesting character. And if the supercomputer says that he's a good shout, it's a good shout. I like Alexis Garcia, because I just like saying the name Garcia. But I liked him when it was at Girona, and he's done okay at Leverkusen. But when it was Girona, he was really sort of, and he sort of understands the Premier League a bit already, having played at Man City. Although he's 28, so that's the only issue. So maybe a loan was an option they suggested. So we'll see. One player we won't see for a little bit is Luis Guilherme. Now, he was a absentee on the bench. People go, "Where's Louis? Where is Louis? Not where's Wally? Where's Louis?" But ex-WHU employee came out. Yes, didn't come out. He came with the news yesterday, saying that he had actually broken his collarbone in training, and that's why he wasn't in the squad. I mean, the injury was picked up in training. A real blow. He was looking good in pre-season. The source went on to say it is hopefully not too bad. So he'll be out for a period of time, undisclosed at the moment, I would assume. But I would depends around whether it's a hair. I think it's a hair. I think I read somewhere it's a hairline fracture. But whether that's true or not, I do not know. Claret and Hugh did come out as well with the report that it will be a number of weeks, they reckoned. but that's from their own sort of personal opinion rather than necessarily anything that's concrete as such. Obviously, quite says here, Somerville is almost there according to Potter, and they've penciled in the Tottenham game as the return day for him. And as we said, exclusively on the West Ham network, George's ankle, it's okay for him to drive on it. So it's not that bad yet. It's getting better, but it's taking some time, as we said. And that's it, my friends. Thank you very much for your time as per usual. We'll have a lunchtime show. Maybe it might be a rating show. I might do the ratings quickly. Or I might just move along. Move along, Budden. You know, there's only so much you can say about that game, really. Everyone got 3s and 4s. Well, we might look at the game and look at the Fernalysis player ratings on that. Anyway, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith. Don't forget to apply your Factor 50. Much love. Bye-bye.